The royal family of Abu Dhabi is one of the wealthiest and most powerful dynasties in the world. With a net worth estimated to be around $150 billion, their wealth and influence stretches across the globe. In this video, we'll explore the history of the royal family and take a look at their lavish lifestyle. We'll examine how they got to the position they're in today, their power structure, and what makes them unique from other royal families. Finally, we'll discuss some of their recent projects and initiatives and what the future may hold for them. So, let's take a closer look at the royal family of Abu Dhabi. The Abu Dhabi royal family is part of the United Arab Emirates, which was formed in 1971. Since then, the family has held a lot of control and influence. They built the city we now know as Abu Dhabi and have used their wealth to invest in a variety of infrastructure projects around the world. From housing projects to hospitals, the royal family has used their money and power to help those in need. But they're not just helping others, they're also looking after their own interests. They've invested heavily in industries such as oil and gas, real estate, and entertainment. This has allowed the royal family to build up an impressive portfolio of assets and further expand their wealth and influence. Recently, they've invested in renewable energy and sustainability projects all over the world. They're also exploring ways to diversify the UAE's economy. Since there is a hazy boundary, no one is certain of the precise proportions of the royal family's wealth. The line between the government and the family itself, given that the clan has been in charge of leading the nation since its independence at the moment, it is the UAE's founder Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan's 6 sons with his third wife Fatima bint Mubarak Al Khatbi who dictate to the rules not only in Abu Dhabi but also undoubtedly have a lot of influence in the other emirates. While all of them help to increase the family's wealth, some of the most well-known sheikhs, Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan and Tanin bin Zayed Al Nahyan MBZ, is the president of the UAE in addition to being the head of the family and the present ruler of Abu Dhabi. He is already worth $30 billion. Describe a powerful man who has access to everything money can buy. For instance, back in 1981, when MBZ married Princess Salama in a lavish ceremony said to have cost $100 million, he proved that he knew how to spend his money and be as extravagant as very few individuals could. Since a billionaire is not truly a billionaire unless he owns a yacht, MBZ is the owner of the Rob Dawn, a luxury motor yacht with a 73-meter length and a top speed of 27 knots 15 knots. If one knows how to spend, one sure must know how to party, so it's no surprise that when we look at MBZ's possessions, we find quite extravagant assets. The world's largest yacht, the Zam, which belonged to Sheikh Khalifa, is among the family's collection, which also includes at least 3 other yachts in addition to the Rob Dawn. With a $400 million to $600 million budget, Sheikh Zayed's firstborn son and second president of the United Arab Emirates, the Exam is also regarded as the most complex and sophisticated yacht ever built. But MBZ and his family are not only interested in exploring the sea, they also have at least 5 private Boeings, 2 of which are under his supervision, a $450 million Boeing 747 and a $180 million Boeing 787, both of which can accommodate up to 180 passengers. Sheikh Tahnoon is the country's national security advisor and the head of the Abu Dhabi Wealth Fund, while Sheikh Mansour is the deputy prime minister of the United Arab Emirates and the head of the federal fund. The president of the Abu Dhabi United Organization, the chairman of the central bank, and last but not least, the Emirates Investment Authority, the investment firm that has properties all over the world with its biggest interest in the City Football Group, which, among investments in other clubs and outside the sports world, owns Manchester City Football Club. The families are certainly adept at sports, and it appears that the Al Nahyan's empire is expanding every day in large part due to the Royal Group, a network of businesses that operates on diverse international fields from tourism to robotics, a conglomerate like this one, with interests in everything from finance to gastronomy and sports to the entertainment business, aids in extending the family's power and influence across the globe and controls assets worth over $300 billion. The list of the Al Nahyan's properties is endless, and some of its largest assets include a number of residences based in London, including the Berkeley Square House, as well as a number of palaces around the world, but perhaps the one worth exploring in this video is the Royal Palace in Abu Dhabi itself. The palace, whose name literally translates to Nation's Palace, is not only the presidential residence but also a significant cultural and tourist attraction in Abu Dhabi. Being nominated in 2020 for the World Travel Awards as the main cultural tourist attraction in the Middle East with such a budget, the palace simply had to be breathtaking, and the end result we see today absolutely does not disappoint. The Casa Al Watan is actually quite recent, having been finished in 2017 after a major and arduous construction that took 150 million man-hours and cost around $490 million. It has been open to the public visitation since 2019 and has been nominated for the World Travel Awards since that time, with a staggering 380,000 square meters and 2,300 rooms, including libraries, dining areas, and shopping areas. The construction and design pay homage to the Arab heritage and tradition. The interior of the palace is exquisitely and extensively decorated with blue and golden details that result in over 5,000 unique designs of Arab-inspired iconography all over the walls, ceilings, and floors, but nothing calls more attention to this. Hall, a room intended for holding official gatherings. The palace also features a 37-meter diameter dome that is perched atop the Great Hall, the largest room in the compound. The Great Hall separates the east and west wings of the building, with the east wing serving as a sort of museum that houses various artifacts, religious texts, and a library with more than 50,000 books that detail the cultural, social, and political history of the nation. The west wing is used for political and official purposes, such as meetings or banquets with other world leaders or partners. For instance, another member of the family with a notoriously unrestrained and eccentric spending habit is Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, also known as the Rainbow Sheikh. With $20 billion in his care, the Sheikh assembled one of the largest and most impressive car collections in the world, which is how he got the nickname. Sheikh is crazy about unusual and modified vehicles, including a Mercedes S-Class that was converted into a monster truck, an 8-wheeled Nissan Patrol, a gigantic Land Rover Jeep, and a Dodge Power Wagon that is insanely large and has a living room, 4 bedrooms, and a bathroom inside. However, I still believe that Sheikh's Globe Moped is the most bizarre vehicle in his collection. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button for more interesting content like this.